Good evening. Thank you for joining us on this Super Tuesday. I'm Greg Glover.
And I'm Cindy Sexton. Voters in 12 U.S. states made their way to the polls today to select their next president.
That includes Tennessee and Georgia, where polls closed just hours ago. We have full team coverage from all over the Channel 3 viewing area. We'll be checking in with 5 different reporters in just a minute. But first, let's see how the presidential candidates did today. 5 Republicans and 2 Democrats are still racing for the White House.
595 delegates were at stake for Republicans and 1,032 delegates were up for grabs for Democrats, making today the single biggest haul of the primary calendar. Now tonight, Donald Trump pulled off a win in Tennessee.
And on the Democratic side, Hillary Clinton won Tennessee over Bernie Sanders. In Georgia, Donald Trump wins.
And on the Democratic side, Hillary Clinton wins Georgia. Republican frontrunner Donald Trump piled up wins in several Super Tuesday states, and he's not holding back his excitement or his confidence.
And presidential candidate Hillary Clinton celebrated her sweeping Super Tuesday victories with a rally in Miami. She looked ahead with determination.
Imagine what we can build together when each and every American has the chance to live up to his or her own God-given potential. Thank you all so very much. Thank you.
And let's go back to Donald Trump and his reaction after finding out about several wins on Super Tuesday.
But remember this, I have millions and millions and millions of people. This isn't like it's a close match. I mean, it's only too bad that winner didn't take all. Because if winner took all, this thing is over. We're just having a celebration. You know, we're having a celebration.
And while they are having that celebration, the Republicans here in Chattanooga are celebrating. Of course, not all of them were necessarily for Donald Trump, but the Republicans are out in force, and they were out with Matt Barber tonight. Let's check in with him right now. Matt is at the GOP headquarters. Matt?
Well, hey there, Cindy. Yeah, you mentioned it. Strong turnout, especially on the Republican side. We were at the Hamilton County Republican Watch Party this evening, where there were some mixed reactions when Trump was announced the winner of Tennessee. But even so, you know, nationally, Trump has had strong support overall. Locally, though, in Tennessee, Marco Rubio has had a lot of backing of several politicians, including Governor Bill Haslam and Senator Lamar Alexander, just to name a few. Even with the results tonight, local Republicans say it's very important to back the eventual nominee come November in the general election.
I hope the party will consolidate around him. I'd like to see some of the lower tier candidates go ahead and drop out and either endorse somebody or at least say that they'll support the eventual nominee.
I think it's clear that voters are frustrated with establishment Republicans, with the party in general, and I think that's been shown very clear with how well Trump has done tonight.
Overall, very strong turnout again here locally. I was at a precinct in Red Bank earlier today at Cumberland Presbyterian Church, where they had some record turnout there with more than 1,000 people voting, 1,085 to be exact. They say that they were busy all day long. That's how it's been looking with Republican turnout. Let's go ahead and send it over to Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Natalie Potts, who has been gauging Democratic reaction. Natalie?
Well, there is a lot of excitement here at the Hillary Clinton camp, where Hillary had a landslide win in the SEC primary. Hamilton County saw more than 6,000 votes alone in her favor. She also won big in Tennessee, Georgia, Virginia, Alabama, Arkansas, and Texas, as well as the American Samoa. Bernie Sanders supporters expected a slow and steady turnout tonight. Sanders took Vermont, Oklahoma. It's still too early to call in Minnesota, Colorado, and Massachusetts. His supporters say they expect his momentum to grow within the coming weeks.
I think that people need to realize that Super Tuesday is only 25% of the delegates, and we still have quite a few more delegates to go. So regardless of what we see tonight, the fact that, again, he is a competitive candidate is going to take this momentum into, March 15th and on to other states. So just keep an eye on him.
So as everybody expected, Hillary Clinton's going to win a landslide in Hamilton County in Tennessee. There were a lot of good Democrats running this year, but it's clear that Hillary Clinton's the answer to the problems that we face.
She has great appeal among many demographics. I mean, she's won the minority vote and also a lot of the moderate vote as well as liberal vote, because I know I consider myself relatively liberal, and so she's really doing a good job.
Now, Democrats say that this election is not about electing the next president, but about changing America. Democrats will meet this Saturday to select delegates who will represent Bernie and Hillary at the Democratic Convention. To find out more about that, you can visit hcdp.us or tndp.org. Reporting live in Chattanooga, Natalie Potts, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Natalie. And the votes are still being counted. Americans anxiously await results from the presidential race, and there are also a few races right here.
That's right. In Hamilton County, a criminal court judge seat is up for grabs, as is assessor of property. Let's go now to Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Michelle Herron for more on those races. Michelle.
Well, celebrating a big here in Hickson. It was a close race for the Hamilton County property assessor, and now we know who those two candidates are going to be that will face off in August. Republican Marty Haynes will take on Mark Seidlecki in that race. It was close at times between Haynes and Sterling Jeton. Actually, the final vote only separated by 3 percentage points, and at times the margin was only separated by just a couple of votes. But tonight, Haynes is walking away with the GOP nomination for Hamilton County property assessor.
We will have to reach out to the other two gentlemen, Reverend Jeton and Mr. Johnston, try to engage them this summer and gain their support as we move forward.
And another big race happened this evening, this one for criminal court judge. Tom Greenholz will hold on to that seat after walking away with 47% of the vote against Boyd Patterson and Mike Little. Now, we caught up with Greenholz after his win.
The way that we're going to operate these courts, or how I've been doing it for the past 5 months, we're going to treat everyone who comes into those courts with respect. We're going to treat offenders, when they're found guilty, we're going to treat them firmly, but we're going to treat them fairly in accordance with constitutional norms and in accordance with the rule of law.
And to check out a full list of those local winners and see how all of those numbers were broken down, just head on over to WRCBTV.com. Reporting live in Hickson, I'm Michelle Herron, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Well, thanks so much, Michelle. Over 800 volunteers across Hamilton County helped to make sure all ran smoothly today for Super Tuesday. As soon as the polls closed at 8 p.m., volunteers began delivering the secured ballots to the Hamilton County Election Commission. Poll workers spent the next few hours counting all the ballots and organizing voting materials. By 10:30, all the votes were counted. Carrie Steelman with the Election Commission says today ran smoothly with no major issues.
Takes great pride in the fact that they conduct fair and honest elections with relatively few issues, if any issues, arising on Election Day, and today was no exception.
Auditors were on hand making sure everything was properly done. They are making sure all the number of ballot slips and signatures match the number of ballots cast. Election officials say Hamilton County is one of the most efficient counties in the state. Election officials did experience one snag early this morning when a machine malfunctioned and had to be replaced at a Hickson voting location. The snag did not prevent anyone from voting or delay many voters. Reporting live in the studio, Kate Smith, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Kate, thank you. Now to North Georgia, where voters also turned out in full force.
Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Josh Roden has been there all day. Josh, tell us more.
Trump and Hillary Clinton both had good nights in Catoosa County. They won here Voters also had the chance to vote on the East blocks. They voted yes. 7:15, voters were in line this morning ready to cast their ballots at the 11 precincts. 13,391 people voted in Catoosa County. That's about 2,000 more people than in 2008 during the primary. I spoke with Catoosa County election chairman about an hour ago to get his thoughts on the turnout.
I think a lot of people wanted to voice their opinion about the election. Had a lot of candidates, on TV, a lot of them. And then, of course, we also had the East Block, the election on the same ballot. So I think it just turned out more people. It's going to be one of our highest turnouts.
To give you some stats, Hillary Clinton narrowly beat Bernie Sanders by just 1%. Donald Trump beat Ted Cruz by 18%. For a full list of election coverage details, just head over to our website, WRCBTV.com. Live in Catoosa County tonight, I'm Josh Roden, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Josh. And now we want to talk about the East Block elections that Josh referenced. In Catoosa County, it was a big winner. In fact, this has become somewhat routine in North Georgia counties. In Catoosa County, it won by about a 2-to-1 margin, so that sales tax for schools will continue. Same story in Dade County, with the yes votes compiling 70% of the vote. And in Murray County, Georgia, also a big win for the continuation of the education sales tax, with 63% voting to continue that. So that revenue, of course, goes to help maintain the schools. And Cindy and Greg, just last fall, this also passed in Walker County. So it's become sort of a tradition there. They keep it going.
When they do keep it going, how long does it last? A year or more?
It depends on the county, sometimes until the next election, 2 years, 4 years. But so far, it has not failed in any re-election efforts.
Oh, all right. Thank you, David. More election coverage is coming up here on Eyewitness News at 11, including Super Tuesday results from all over the country.
And after the break, Chief Meteorologist Paul Barris will have a full look at your weather forecast. Stay with us.